What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me. We're here for some arms and core today. This is a strength-based workout, so we will be using our dumbbells. I have my 10s, my 8s, and my 5s here, just in case I need to switch it up as we're going through the workout. If you have 2 sets of dumbbells that are different weights, that's great. If you only have 1 set, that's okay too. You can still definitely do this workout, okay? So what this workout looks like, we have 4 exercises, 4 upper body arms exercises, and we're gonna run through those 3 times. At that point, it's kind of the halfway mark, we're gonna stop and we're gonna do a little core set. And then after that, we'll get back into the arms for 4 more exercises for 3 rounds, okay? So let's get into a little warm up. Come and stand tall in the center of your mat. And reach your shoulder blades down your back, reach the crown of your head up to the ceiling, and start a longer, deeper breath. Dropping the chin to your chest, and then floating the chin up gently towards the ceiling and back down. And just go between those 2 positions, gently, and down. One more time, floating the chin, and then coming into a nice neutral neck. Let's go into our shoulder check, side to side. Rotating the neck, taking a peek over your shoulder. Great. And coming back to center. Reach your arms out in front of you. We're going to come into some protraction and retraction. Reach your fingertips away from you and squeeze your shoulder blades back. So the arms stay long, we reach the shoulder blades forward, let them roll forward, and then pull them back. Reach and pull. And again, reach with the fingertips, pull back with the shoulder blades. 2 more times, reach and pull. And 1 more time, reach and pull. From there, bringing your arms to your side, starting with some big arm circles. Start to draw your abdominals nice and close to you, staying really still, pushing your arms through the air, reaching through the fingertips. Just getting our shoulders warmed up here. And let's go backwards as well, opening the collarbone, keeping the rib cage nice and connected over top of the pelvis, avoiding that flaring of the ribs. 2 more. Great, and letting that go, coming to the end of your mat. Little bend in your knees, let's nod the chin and roll down, forward fold. Breathe deeply into your lower back, and exhale, ragdoll up. Stacking your spine, rolling your shoulders, back down, nod the chin first, soften through the chest, lift through the abdominal, and make your way down. Always only going as far as you feel comfortable. Big breath in and exhale, ragdoll up. Stacking the spine, rolling the shoulders. This next one, we're going to go down into our forward fold and walk out to our downward dog. Nod your chin and roll down. Finding the floor with your fingertips and then walking your hands out. Finding that triangular shape of the downward dog. Let's pedal out our heels. Strong shoulders here. Really press your fingertips into the floor, especially the outside of your hand and your pinky finger. Lifting the sit bones up to the ceiling. Let your head and neck, let your head be heavy and your neck be long. Awesome. And let's pause, keeping both feet, heels are up. You're going to put all your weight into your right hand. Bring your left hand behind you, behind your back, and then put it back down. Now, if this is too much for you, you're just going to keep yourself in the downward dog, nice strong downward dog. We're alternating arms back to behind the back and back to downward dog and back to the floor. Couple more. And back. Your abdominals are on here. Last 2. And last 1. Great job. Holding that downward dog 1 more time. Send your sit bones up to the ceiling. Let's lower the knees And take a shell stretch here. Rounding over the thighs, breathing deeply. Okay, we're ready to begin our first round of arms. We'll be on our knees for a little bit of this first set. So if you need a cushion under your knees, please go grab one. Make sure your kneecaps are happy. Okay? So we're going to start down here on our forearms, long spine. Notice that my head is not dropping and my head is also not propped upward, okay? I'm in extension. We're going to keep the neck nice and long. Elbows are right under shoulders, knees are under hips. Let's really find those abdominals and keep them with us here. We're coming into the tricep prayer press. We're going for 12 reps. We're pressing up through the hands and lowering down with control. And press up. And down. And press. And lower down. And lower. The lowering is where the magic happens here. And down. 6 more. 6. And lower. 5. Down. 4. Lower. 3. And 2. And last one up. Finishing where we started, back on our forearms. Now we'll come to our tall knees. I'm going to grab my 8 pounds. Grabbing your dumbbells, bringing them into your hands. So we're going to start into some Arnold presses here, but in this tall knee position, we always want to have the glutes on, the abdominals are on, we're nice and tall. You're going to bring your weights up in front of you so that your palms are facing in towards your face, your elbows are pointed forward, okay? From here, we open the elbows, exhale, press overhead, bring back to this cactus arms position, and pull back in. There's 1. We open and press overhead and down and back in, elbows towards each other. They may not touch, they may or may not touch. It depends on what size your weights are, okay? We open, press overhead, back down and together. Finding that rhythm. Exhale, overhead, back down to cactus and back around, elbows together. And again. Pressing up, back down, and together. You should really feel this in your shoulder blades. Can you check on your abdominals, check on your glutes, and back in. Here we go, open. Press it up, down we go, and back in. Pull it open, press up, making sure your shoulder blades aren't gliding too high into the ears. 4 more. 4, and lower. And in. 3. Press it up. And down. And in. 2 more. 2. Press it up. Bring it down. And back in. Last one. Open. Press it up. Pull it down. And back together where we started. Great work. Those are tough. From here, we're going to come into a square push-up with a knee hover. So it looks like this. You're going to find yourself in all fours, hands under shoulders, knees are under hips. We're going to tuck the toes under us, coming into our square push-up. Abdominals are on, spine is long. We lower into the square push-up. We press up, we hover the knees, we lower them down, and down. Pressing up, hover the knees, and down. Here we go. Lower, and press, hover, and down. Now your elbows aren't going straight out beside you. They're going down on a slight angle, up and down. Lower, press, hover the knees, and down. Down, press, up and down. Lower, press, up and down. Keep going. Press it up. You only go as deep into that push-up as you can be in control. 4 more. And hover, lower, and into the push-up and press. Hover the knees, lower down. Let's go for 2 more. Press, hover, lower, and down. Last one. Press, hover, lower, and let's take a shell stretch really quickly here. Breathe deeply, feel the warmth building in your arms. And from here, we'll be back in our tall knees, bringing the weights back into your hands and pulling your elbows to your side. Your palms are facing in towards each other. We're gonna punch these weights straight out in front of us. Punch them out, pull them in. Punch out and pull in. Punch and pull. Squeeze those shoulder blades and pull them in. Reach and pull. Press and pull. Again and pull. Press and pull. These should be really hard. Press and pull. Press and pull. 3 more. 3. Pull in. 2. Pull in. Last one. Pull in. Whew. Let that go and shake your arms out. Nice work. Okay, I know that probably felt a little chaotic. That's that first round done. We're gonna set back up again in our tricep prayer press. So coming into that all fours position, elbows under shoulders, knees under hips. Breathing deeply, we're into our 12 tricep presses. There's 1, lower with control, and 2. Keeping the abdominals nicely connected here, 3, and lower. 4. Equal weight in the arms, 5. And 6. 7. And 8. 9, coming down nice and square. 10. Lower down, last 2. 1, and lower. And 2, and lower. Great work. Take a shell stretch, have a moment, and then coming up into your tall knees, grabbing your dumbbells. We're coming into those Arnold presses. So really connect with your center, give your glutes a little squeeze, and make sure that you feel like your ribs and your hips are on top of each other, okay? Stacked up nicely. Bringing your palms to face in, your elbows are pointing out. We're gonna open to cactus. Press overhead, lower back down, and come back in. Now we always want to keep the arms at 90 degrees, so we're not lowering those elbows too far down, okay? Nice and square, and press, lower down, and pull in, and again, press, back down, and in. Can you really draw your abdominals nice and close here? Press, and down, and in. Again, press up, lower down, pull it in. 4 more, open, press up, come on down, and pull in, and again. There's 3 more, down and in. 2 more, open. I know this is hard. Pull it out, bring it in. Last 1, open, press up, come on down, and finish where you started. Ooh, so warm in the shoulders. Have a moment. Move your weights out of the way, and we're coming into our push-ups with the knee hover. So, setting ourselves right back up here with that nice long spine. Take a couple breaths and connect with your abdominals underneath you. Tucking the toes. And from here, remembering that the elbow goes on an angle. It doesn't go straight out beside you. It's down on a 45 degree. Okay? Let's get into it. Lower down. Press. Hover the knees and come back. We're staying really square here. Push up. Hover and lower. Lower and press. Little hover and back down. Lower. Press, hover, and down. So essentially the shape of your spine stays the same throughout. Hover and down. Lower, press, hover, and lower. Down, press it up. Dig your fingertips into the mat. 3 more. Press, hover, and lower. 2. Last one, lower, press, hover, and letting that go. Awesome work. We're going to come back up onto those high knees, finishing with those punches out. Nice and tall, squeeze your glutes, bring your elbows right in beside you. The weights are going to stay vertical like this, and we're pushing out. Push and pull. Reach, pull, squeeze back, reach, pull it in, reach it out, pull it in, and reach, and pull, reach, and pull. 5 more. 5, squeeze, 4, squeeze, 3, oh, these are gonna be so hard, 2, pull it in, last one, and bring it in. Have a moment. Let's take a shell stretch. Breathe it out. Maybe we move our hands off to one side. Long deep breaths. Off to the other side. Noticing your heartbeat. Your heart rate should be elevated now. You should be feeling pretty warm, especially in the upper body. We have 1 more round. Let's come to our forearms. Hips are feeling like they're kind of up in the air, like your bum is up in the air. Elbows are under knees. Hands are planted on the mat. Keep your spine nice and long. Here we go. Pressing up. 1 and lower. 2, lower down. 3, 4, breathing deeply. 5, 6, lower. 7, slow lower. 8, 9, and 10. 2 more here. 1, exhale, 2. Letting that go. Awesome work. Find your weights. We're coming into those Arnold presses. Nice and tall. Squeeze the glutes. Find your abdominals. Bringing the elbows up. From here, we open. Press up. Bring it back to square. Bring it in. And open. Press it up. And down. Pull back in. Again. Down. Pull in. Open. Press. Out. And in. Up. Down. And in 5 more. Open. Press. Lower. Be in control of your weights. Down and in. 3 more. 3, 2. Squeeze those glutes. Last one. Down and in. Whew, great job shaking out your arms. Putting the weights back over here and meeting me in an all-fours position. Tucking the toes under you. Long spine, lifted abdominals. Here we go. Push up, lower, and press. Hover the knees, lower down. Push, press, up, and down. And lower. Down, press, up, and down. Up, and down. 5 more. Lower, and press. Hover the knees, and down. Making sure you're not sinking through the lower back. Abdominals are on here. Up, down, and lower. Hover, down, lower. Last one. Press, hover, set of punches, and then we're into some core work. Coming up nice and tall, squeezing the glutes. We have 10 punches. Here we go. Push it out, pull it in. There's 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Letting that go. That is not easy. Okay, from here, just putting your weights off to the side, coming down onto your back. Whew. Letting your body just get nice and heavy on your mat, and then reaching your feet out long, your legs out long, and pointing your toes up to the ceiling. Hands will come behind the head, opening through the collarbone. We're going to very gently nod the chin and exhale, flexing up to look at your toes. Inhale, coming down. We're as neutral as we can be in the lower back and pelvis, flexing up and down. There's a little bit of life in your legs, reaching through the legs. Exhale up, inhale down, and back down. Feeling that rib cage get heavy as we flex up and lower. And down. Keep reaching through the legs. Elbows are wide here. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. And on this last one, we'll stay up. We're going to pulse here, little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Letting that go, doing a nice big stretch. Whew. Bringing your feet back to planted, knees are bent. We're going to come into an imprint, bringing the legs to tabletop. So closing up the space between you and the mat, legs come to tabletop, and the arms will float overhead. We're going to come in and out of our hundreds position, and I have a modification for you if you need it. Okay, so the exercise looks like this. We keep our imprint, we flex up, reach our arms past our hips, extend the legs, and then we bend and come back. Exhale, reach, and back. Now the modification is just keeping the knees bent and only doing the upper body portion of the exercise. Okay, so let's all start together. Arms are overhead. Set your shoulders down away from your ears and starting in tabletop legs. Exhale as you flex up, reaching the legs out, and inhale, roll back. Exhale, flex, inhale, roll back, and back. The farther your legs are away from you and lower to the ground, the harder this is. The closer your feet are to the ceiling, the easier it is. And back. And back. Let's go for 5 more. 5. Big exhales. 4. 3. 2. And 1. And back. Have a moment rolling on your lower back, bringing the legs down if you need to, resetting your pelvis back to neutral, and maybe doing a few pelvic tilts here. Okay, coming into back to your imprint, legs will go back, hands are behind the head now. We're going to come into our obliques. With obliques, I'll demonstrate. We flex up, we bring one shoulder towards one knee, the other leg reaches, and then we switch. That's what it looks like. going for 20 reps, 10 on each side. And for modification, if this isn't working for you, you could just do across, 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 or you could just do the legs with your head down. Okay? All right, here we go. Big breath in, nod your chin, exhale, flex up. Here we go, reach across. There's 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, elbows open, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees in, lower your head, and again, giving your knees a little hug. From here, feet come planted, and let's come all the way over onto your tummy. All the way through, reaching your arms above you, you're reaching your legs back behind you. We're going to try to keep the kneecaps facing down. Your abdominals are gently lifting away from the mat. We're going to come into some slow swimming. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Exhale. And lower. So arm floats, leg floats. Exhale. Legs are staying nice and long here, moving from the hip. And if you're feeling your lower back, you may be lifting too high. Nice work. Float, checking that there's still lots of space between your ear and your shoulder. Nose is hovering off the mat. Nice job. Keep it going. Last 2. And last 1. Great job. Pushing back into your shell stretch from here. Breathe it out. And then meeting me out in our full plank. We're going to hang out in plank and we're going to tap our shoulders. If that's not working for you, you could be in all fours, really working on core and tapping your shoulders, trying to stay really square. That's your modification. Alternatively, you could just hold your plank, count to 6 or 8 and lower your knees. Those are a couple of modifications for you, okay? So we're going to come out to that full plank, nice strong plank, reaching through the heels, reaching through the crown of your head. We're tapping 20 times, 10 to each shoulder. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Abs are lifted. 5, 6, 7, 8. Head is in line with spine. 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding that, lowering the knees, taking a shell stretch, and we're going to get into our next set of arms. Okay, so I'm going to use my heaviest set for this next one. You're going to come to standing. We're going to do squat thrusters. For that exercise, we keep the weights just floating above the shoulder. So we don't want them resting on the shoulder necessarily, but just floating right above your shoulder. Okay? So we're going to take a nice squat here, nice square in the knees, but sending your bum back. And as we press up, exhale, press overhead. And we lower down. Exhale, press. Lower with control. Your hips are square. And lower. Press it up. And lower. Weight is in your heels. The abdominals are on. Press it up. And lower. 6 more. 6. And down. 5. Lower. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Bringing that down. Great job. Okay, from here, I'm going to move over to my 8 pounds. We're going to do 8 bicep curls, but we're going to challenge ourselves by adding a balance component, lifting one leg up. If that's not working, you could bring the toes of one foot here, just to create a little bit instability. Alternatively, keep both your feet on the floor. So from here, we're turning our palms forward so that the crease of your elbow is pointing outward, okay? From here, pulling up, 1, lower with control, 2, and down. Really squeeze the glute of your standing leg. And there's 4, and 5, 6, 7, and 8. Letting that go, I almost tipped over. Okay, switching legs. So really strong stance with your balancing legs. Squeeze that glute like crazy. 8 more bicep curls. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pull it up, letting that go. Okay, for the next one, we're going to do a lateral raise. Now, I want you to make sure that as the arms come up, they're not directly out beside you. We're going to angle our shoulders slightly forward so that when the arms float, they're coming out just a little bit ahead of you, okay? So from the side, it looks like this. And back down, and we're never going to go higher than the height of our shoulders, okay? All right, let's do this. Really firm grip on your weights, and we're going to come up nice, strong in your feet are planted, strong in your center. Let's go for it. There's 1, lower with control, 2, and lower, 3, and down, 4, and 5. There should be no pinching here. 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and 10. Letting that go. Great work. From there, we're going to come to a hinged row. And I have modifications for this. The first one, we're going to bring ourselves into a nice long spine. So find your abdominals, send your bum back, nice long spine. And we're going to keep the palms facing in, and we're going to row the elbows past the body, okay? The modification for this exercise is to bring yourself a little more vertical, so you're not hinged over. You're going to be a little taller, exact same motion, just a slightly different angle, okay? Let's go for it. Nice, strong position, lifting through the abdominals. Reach your spine. Here we go. Pull your elbows past your body. 1, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze those abdominals up away from the mat, pulling the shoulder blades towards each other. Nice work. 2 more. 1 and 2. Great job. Coming out of that, I'm going to grab my heavier weights again. We're back into our squat thrusters. Bringing the weights above your shoulder. Your legs are about hip width apart. We're lowering with control. And exhale, press up. And lower. Chest is lifted. 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, exhale, 2, squeeze your glutes, and 1. Letting that go. I'm going to put down my heavies and grab my 8s. We're into our bicep curl. So find yourself balancing if you like that option. Palms are facing out. Here we go. Pull it up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Other side. Find your balance. Squeeze that glute like crazy. We're into it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great work, letting that go. Coming up next, we have our lateral raises, remembering that we're bringing them just very slightly in front of you, not directly beside you. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Okay, you're going to take your version of the row positioning, either a little more vertical or hinged. So if we hinge at the hips, we find your abdominals, send your bum way back, continuously reaching your spine. We don't want to let these weights pull us into flexion. We're going to keep a nice long spine here. Here we go, rowing past. Squeeze those shoulder blades. There's 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, big breath, 2, and 1. Great job letting that go. Okay, we're into the last round of the hard work. Grabbing those weights, we're in for our squat thrusters. We're going to do 12. Weights are just above the shoulders, legs are hip width apart. We're squatting down. Lower into the weight into your heels. Exhale, press, and down. There's 6. We have 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great work. We're done with those. Grabbing your lighter dumbbells, if you did switch up to some heavier ones. We're into our bicep curl. Find that balance position. Here we go. 8, 7, nice and controlled. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job, other side. Right away, find that balance. We're into it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. Let that go. Shake it off. We're into those lateral raises. We're doing 10. Nice strong center. Heavy feet. Here we go. 10. 9, 8, only as high as your shoulder. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, these should be heavy, 2, and 1. Awesome work, those are so hard. This is our last set. If you're going to take your hinged position, go there now. Nice long spine, abs are on. Here we go, little bend in your knees. Pull and reach. 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job, you guys. Put your weights down. So good. Come down to seated. If you need a cushion to sit on, grab one. I'm gonna let my legs go out nice and wide here. And let's just open the arms up. Pull one arm across you, and then bring the other arm and draw the elbows into each other. So I'm making a connection between my front arm here and the one I've got across my body. Getting a nice long stretch through the back of the shoulders. Try to stay nice and tall here. Great, and letting that go, let's open the arms, bring the other arm across, make that connection with the 2 elbows towards each other, and then pushing a little energy into both, and pulling that arm across your body. You should feel the back of your shoulder opening up. Awesome. And very gently release that. Let's go with the right arm, bring it up and overhead like you're trying to scratch your back. Then we give a very gentle overpressure with the other hand, pressing on the elbow, reaching that hand down your back. And if it feels right, you could come into a little side bend here, getting into the triceps and the side body. And switching that up, other side, reaching down the back, little bit of overpressure, and then finding that nice side bend. And that feels great. Gently releasing that. Let's go into eagle arms. Open the arms and then wrap the arms right up with each other, pulling the shoulder blades away from each other on your back. Should feel nice. And then opening up the arms and wrapping up the arms the other way. One way is really awkward. This is my awkward option. And try to pull those shoulder blades away from each other like you're spreading them apart on your back. And gently releasing that. Let's just roll the shoulder blades up into the ears, pull them down and around. Up to the ears like you're shrugging, and pull down. Up to the ears and pull down. Let's reach our hands out in front of us, walking the hands out, finding a nice forward fold here. Breathing deeply into your lower back, feeling the backs of your legs lengthen. And let's bring both hands off to the left. Getting a nice stretch through the arm and the side body. And then bring your hands through to the other side. Great, and back to center, and just walking your hands back to you, finding a cross-legged position if that works for you. If not, just stay with the legs open, and let's clasp the hands behind us, squeezing the shoulder blades together, opening the chest, and reaching your sternum, your breastbone forward. Kind of open through the front of the shoulders. Keep squeezing. And releasing that. And just release any tension that you don't need. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you had a great workout. You will definitely feel your arms tomorrow. And I will see you at the next workout. Take it easy.